Good morning and welcome back to White Mountains Today here on White Mountain TV 16. And joining us right here is Jack from Gorham Bike Ski. How are you?
I'm terrific, Rob. How are you?
I am doing great. This has been quite the, I'm going to say adventure week, vacation week for you up there.
It really has. We've been super busy. We've got a great sale going on at Gorham Bike and Ski. We invite everybody up and take advantage of that.
And of course, you've experienced every type of weather this week too, so really putting you to the test of waxes and everything else.
Absolutely, and we've got a wax for every temperature. We've got some high fluoro waxes. We've got some basic hydrocarbon waxes. If that seems a little technical, we invite you to come in and we can kind of show you exactly what some of the different waxes are.
Yeah, and you've been talking about this all year. When you first came in December, you kind of started the tutelage, which we love, and let's kind of go over what we've talked about.
So one of the things that's been kind of a problem for us over the years is the term no wax ski.
You're right.
And I've got an example of that you're holding right here. So a no wax ski still needs to be waxed, and what it's really referring to is this kick zone in there. Some of the old skis and some of the high performance skis now are called waxable skis. You have to put in a kick wax in there, and it takes some time and some expertise to get the right wax. So over the years they've come up with the scaled skis and now with these twin skin skis to replace that effort of waxing your skis up for a kick. But we have the glide areas fore and aft that definitely need to be waxed. And the reason for that is if you look at these bases under a microscope, it almost looks like a sponge. All those voids, we call them wax pockets. And by ironing in a coat of glide wax in the glide zones, not only do you get better, more efficient kick and glide, but it also protects that base.
Right.
And it kind of reinforces the base. You go over a stone or a chunk of ice, and this is only plastic, so it'll leave a mark. But if it's reinforced with the wax, that damage is going to be minimized.
Absolutely. And it's just fascinating. As I sit here and I rub the moleskin, which is one direction, glides this way, catches this way.
Right.
And that's what you're doing when you're cross-country skiing?
Pretty much so. There are different techniques. There's the racing technique where the racers are really pounding down on that ski. They're really initiating that contact with the ski. And then there's most of us that are a little less technically proficient, shall we say. And we kick back a little bit more. We've got a couple of skis up at Gorham Bike and Ski that have what's called efficient forward. So it kind of helps us with less than perfect skills to get the proper kick. And essentially what happens is it collapses the ski a little bit further forward, and it just makes us better skiers.
Yeah, it's amazing. And so last time you were on, we were talking about all the different waxes. Sure. And it was very funny because you were on, and then literally that afternoon my wife went out and I was just going kind of in the backyard. We'd gotten that fresh snow with the cross-country skis. She says, the snow is just sticking to our skis. I said, well, I was talking to Jack, and he said you need some F4. And if I was able to pull it out of my pocket, I would have been the total hero. But at least perfect. I knew what it was, and what a simple thing to be able to do.
That is our number one wax. We've got a liquid F4. The way it's packaged is just perfect. And I recommend if you have scale skis, you can use it in the scale area so it releases the snow. You don't have that glomping on. And I recommend using it every time up. Like I said, it's our number one wax. We go through it like popcorn.
Now, a question with that. So if I were to put wax on Monday, and then Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, is it going to build up, or does it work itself off?
Well, it will wear away. And when we wax skis for people up there,
that's different. Yeah.
The first question that we're asked is, how long is it going to last? And that's really impossible to tell because some people will go out there for an hour, some people will go out there for 4 hours. The conditions change if we have a situation where we have a lot of thaw, freeze cycles, or if there's man-made man-made snow, if there are some places that you go that have that, that's a lot more aggressive, and that's more likely to scour out whatever wax is in the ski.
Yeah.
Versus powder, where you just go on and on and on, and it doesn't wear off. So what I tell people is just look at your skis after you're done skiing, let it dry. If it looks shiny, you're good to go. If it's looking opaque, scratchy, kind of grayish, well, the ski is telling you it's time for some new wax.
Yeah. That makes it so easy.
It does.
And like I said, you have such a variety of waxes. So for the guy like me who wants to do the F4,
Yep.
It's great. But I think the fun of being able to match the ski to the conditions and the wax to the conditions. I've been watching the Olympics, of course, watching
Sure.
the being able to see tons of the Nordic races. And we were watching a relay the other day, and I said, the advantage there is that the last guy can find out what the first guy did and what the conditions are like. Kind of gives you a little advantage, and you can mix it up.
Yeah, they are very proficient at picking the right wax in short time. The other advantage a lot of the teams have is they have a number of people that can go out, and at different places on the course they can do some testing before the race. So they usually nail it pretty close.
Yeah, it's amazing to watch.
One of the things that we also talk about now, we're coming towards the end of the season,
Right.
and a lot of people are asking us about storage wax, and a couple of good thoughts on that. A lot of people will just put their skis away for the season. This last week I had someone that came in and he took his skis, he put them in his ski box, put the ski box on the top of the rafters in his garage, and evidently it got pretty hot in there. And when he pulled out the skis, the bases, and these were older skis, but the bases had totally delaminated. There was like about 2 feet of flexible base plastic, and unfortunately those were destroyed forever.
Yeah.
What you can do is try to store your skis in a cool, dry place. Keep them off of concrete if you possibly can. And I think it's important to put some storage wax on to protect the bases.
Yeah.
You wouldn't do that in the scale area, just leave that as is. You can put on some F4 as we had talked about. But for the most part, what you want to do is you want to put on a coat of wax up at our shop. What we'll do is we'll iron it in, and then the next season you can bring them in, we'll scrape it and brush it, and you're ready to go for the season. In the past, what we've always used is a real soft wax. Soft wax, as you can imagine, whether it's a CH10, the yellow wax, or even softer BP99, which is a base prep, they get into the ski the maximum amount. So you're getting the protection that you really want throughout the season. But I did get a tip from one of our racers recently, and I like his thinking. He said, as long as you know you're going to probably be in a certain range of waxes, like a CH7 or an LF7, which has a range of somewhere around 18 degrees to 28 degrees. A lot of us like to ski in that temperature range.
Yep.
Why not just use your F7 or your LF7 or your CH7 as your storage wax? The next season, all you have to do is scrape it, brush it, and you're ready to go. If you use a soft wax, you may be in a condition where you want to use a different colder wax. And I thought that made an awful lot of sense. Just use the temperature you're going to normally ski in, and it's going to make things a lot easier.
Right,
for
and
next season.
skis are an investment.
Yep.
So it's very easy. It's springtime up. I'm going to put them away, but why not take a little bit of time, protect your investment for the next year?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yep. That'll keep the structure fresh, and it'll keep the bases moisturized, as we like to say.
There you go. And what are the hours up at Gorham Bike and Ski?
We're open daily until the end of the season from 8:30 to 4:30.
And so if you have any questions about equipment, clothing, wax, go up and see the fine professionals there at Gorham Bike and Ski. And I understand you can meet the puppy.
Yes, we've kind of got our luminary up there, I guess you would say. We have a puppy this year that has spent a lot of time up there, and her name is Jessie Diggins. And after this last race, our Olympic team took gold
Right.
with Jessie and Keegan. A lot of people have come in and said, now I understand the name Jessie Diggins.
And she's sitting off camera right now.
bring her
Was
over?
was wild before, and now has calmed down a little. But we'll see if we can get her
Come on, Jessie.
on camera.
Come here. I'll take her right on my lap.
Are you ready for your close up, Mr. DeMille? There we go.
There you go.
So there we go. So you can go up there, and she is so soft and so friendly. So check out Gorham Bike and Ski, located right at the Jackson Ski Touring Base Lodge, right there in Jackson. Very easy to find. Say hi to Jack and the whole crew there, and get all the information you need for all your cross-country ski needs.
Yeah.
Jack, thanks so much for coming by.
Thanks, Rob.
And we're back here in a minute on White Mountains Today.